try it.
Yeah. That sounds a little more even.
A little bit more even, huh?
Yeah.
Nigga, you just got that deep voice.
Go vibrate, bounce off that.
Hey, man, what's good? It's your boy, Eddie Sparks, Underrated Academy Will. We back in the building, episode 5, Hoop GPS. You know what's going on. What's good, bro?
Man, not much. Ready to spark it back.
I know he can't wait to talk shit.
We got a new Sparks. You know what I'm saying? We got a new Sparks, man. Shout out Savvy. So I'm blame this wait y'all been waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Bro.
You could blame it on her. You could blame it on her. Don't even trip.
Got to give bro some time, man. He had to settle in with the young one, the new addition. So
you feel me? You see how I'm rocking, though. I got my Sacramento Kings on. You feel me? DeMar DeRozan.
When you start seeing me wearing underrated, that just lets you know what time of the year coming up.
What time is it? It's time to go get that bag. But yeah, we finna hop right into it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't got none of the topics, and I don't know what we talking about.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah. Let's see. Opening tags. Hot takes. Where's that? Unpopular opinion. Most kids don't need games. They need fewer. What it say? Most kids don't need more games. They need fewer games and better practices.
I would definitely agree on that. And I would even take some accountability on my part. I feel like
about the games?
Yeah. Well, I'm more so speaking more. I didn't feel like we played an excessive amount of games last year. I don't think we had a lot of great practices last year.
Yeah.
And I think part of that was just numbers. Like, we probably had we probably started with 8, and then we kind of dropped down to 7 guys. And, I don't think it's that much you can do drill-wise like that, or even if you want to do some small scrimmages, small-sided games, stuff like that with 7 guys. So I think this year just having a little bit more attention on having a lot of more structured practices, even adding a few guys on being some practice players. AAU not for everybody. 10 players sound good. That's what you need. 10 to 12 in terms of having real good practices, having enough body to practice with. I think 10 to 12 players is good, but 10 to 12 players to go play in a tournament with,
yeah, because all 10 of them players probably not even practicing.
Yeah.
You probably picked up a few just to have a full squad. And like you said, it just, the way the landscape is, you gotta get back to the roots of teaching the game and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I think you're doing pretty good now as far as just getting them to buy in more to the teaching part of it, the focus part of that. Last year it was a little bit more randomized.
Yeah.
We was just kind of going off the,
just trying to fill it out. And I think more it was just a lot more skill work. Since we only had 7 guys, we probably just focused a lot more on skill work than actual team drills, team concepts. But if you got 8 guys on your AAU team, that's kind of a good number when you're thinking about rotations and playing time. If you got 10 to 12 guys on your AAU team or girls, that's a little more difficult in making sure everybody actually getting quality reps and opportunity. So that's kind of the conflict. You want to have 10 to 12 players so you can have good practices, but if you have 10 to 12 players going into these tournaments, it's how's everybody going to get quality amount of playing time? Somebody going to be getting the short end of the stick. So I think with this year, we kind of pitched to a few parents and players look, AAU may not be the best fit for you right now, but you could practice with us, and I think you're going to learn and gain a lot just from practicing with us and adding that value for us too by just being an extra body for us in our practice setting where, you can still kind of get better in that environment, but you don't got to chase all the games and tournaments.
Who who agree with this? Do the coaches, do the players, the parents, or the coaches be more upset with not playing games than like development? Like who do that? Who get the most frustrated when it comes to that? And why do parents feel like they gotta play games to, you know,
I think it's
get
like
better?
it's kind of like like they used to say, like keep up with the Joneses. I think a lot of parents get caught up in trying to just keep up with AAU. And we had conversation with parents where we would tell them like, I don't think AAU might be a good fit for your child this this season. And some of them still do it. And then they come back and they be like, man, yeah, you was right. We ain't really getting nothing from that. You spent a lot of money. Kid ain't really get that much playing time. And you're expecting them to get better. And it's like that development not really going to come from AAU, especially with most programs, because they more fixated on winning. They're not trying to make you a better player necessarily. Like they just trying to showcase, who you are, and everybody not at that level should just be showcased. So I think you got to be able to kind of track your own journey, not get caught up in what everybody else is doing. Don't be afraid to not be on the scene and kind of duck off and just focus on the work. So I think parents probably got the more. I think the coaches and the programs, they gonna be fixated on playing all the games and stuff like that because that kind of fits their agenda. I think the parents probably got the most power in this situation though. Like they could decide,
I
like,
don't
no,
think
we ain't
parents
doing
be
it.
knowing that though. All the parents don't be understanding that. They probably think just like, oh, the coach know everything. He probably know what's going on and what's best
Mm-hmm.
for my kid. And it's like, nah, bro. You know what's best for your kid,
Right.
especially if you in there watching the practices and stuff like that. Cause even like a new kid that came and practiced with us or whatever, it was like his parents seen the difference between his previous team or the team he was playing with before and what we had going on. So it's like it
Mm-hmm.
is up to them and for the most part because they get to see exactly the coaching, if the coach really know what he doing and just stuff like that. So
Yeah,
yeah.
because it's like y'all just jumping into practice and y'all just scrimmaging. Like you just kind of getting ready to. You might do like some layup drills and some little passing, little quick shell drill or something. But like we just try to like layer it, and it's a lot of stuff I've been learning from being up under the Tequila coaching staff. But just kind of layering the practices and the drills and the concepts to like kind of feed into each other before we get into those like live situations. And then when we do get into those live situations, it's like how can we create game like situations out of these live situations? So I know even with Say New, a lot of times he kind of be telling us like, first team to 40 or something like that, usually probably be the first team to win. We used to do that 2 minute drill. Like, so I think putting your team in situations where they have to maintain the lead just as much as like they have to come back from being down. It's like putting them in those different situations and more like game, like situational, reps opposed to just like we just gonna scrimmage. It's like, nah, let's make the scrimmage a little bit more intentional with how we try to set advantages and disadvantages for each team, and that just kind of help prepare them for when they in those situations they could have more experience of just being in it. Cause it's like, look, we didn't practice this, so many times of like being down, or we didn't practice so many times of like being up. You know what I'm saying? And like how do we stay aggressive without, just slowing everything down? But it's like how do we stay aggressive without being too sped up and letting the other team chip away and start chewing away at the lead. So I just think just really just having that more structure and more the parents just being able to recognize like what structure really look like, what teaching really look like, and making that decision for their
What
kid from there.
what really benefit kids under that's not in high school? How do AAU really benefit them as far as like what they could get from it? Cause me personally, I don't be looking at it like this could benefit a kid in any type of way because they so young and then it's like
So I think we had conversations with like certain kids we train with and parents, they like, look, this AAU team reached out to me and this and that. And it's like, yeah, but like your daughter only like 8 years old.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is AAU gonna do for her at 8? You know what I mean? So it's like, and a lot of kids may be, which a lot should be, play multiple sports. So it's like you don't have to put a strong emphasis so early. Some kids is playing AAU from 8 years old all year round till they 18. It's
Yeah.
like,
That's
and
why
then
they
that's
get
for the
burnt out.
right. If you make, you know what I'm saying, it makes sense after that. So it's like, bro, let the kids kind of still be kids. I would still just put the more emphasis, focus on the training and development at those early ages. You know, fourth grade, probably fifth grade. I start thinking about actually like getting into like AAU. I
But
wouldn't travel.
but even that too, like when you look at certain programs, and certain players,
Hmm.
even like a Steph Curry, it's like he ain't play AAU until what, his senior year, or I
Well,
don't even
I
know if
think
he
his dad
did.
took him out his freshman year, and he went back his sophomore and junior year or something like that. But he sat out. He did sit out a period just to focus on getting better, getting stronger. Which I think a lot of kids don't have off seasons no more. Like, yeah, they don't have a time period of months where they can just lock in, focus on their skill, focus on their body. You know what I mean? Some of those more important things, it's like you go from your school season to your AAU season to your school season to your
Hmm.
AAU season. Like, it just nonstop. So it's like you missing all that window of opportunity that you could be using to really get better if you just took some time off from playing so many games.
And that's why so many people be getting injured so fast nowadays. Like
Hmm.
even when you look at some of the players in the NBA and just like some of them college players, it's like, bro, they be playing so much that it's like the wear and tear on their body, it be crazy, and then
Yeah.
it'll be a tragedy.
Yeah, I think parents just gotta not feel as bad about just like shutting it down,
Hmm.
and everybody don't focus on their body. Like, not enough strength training going on with having an emphasis on so many games. Like, you doing all that, you playing all those games with no real body work. So it's like you should expect the body to break down at some point.
For
So
sure.
it's like, you just gotta, like I said with the parents, they just gotta feel comfortable. Like, look, we gonna play this amount of tournaments, and y'all go on without me in mine. You know what I'm saying? If it was me and my kid, it'd be like, coach sending me the tournament schedule. I'm like, okay, cool. I see y'all got 9 tournaments on the schedule. We gonna play 6.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all can have those other 3 tournaments. I think it'd be good for other girls or other boys to, get more reps, and they can utilize that for the ones who may not be getting as many reps, when my child is here or whatever. But I'm not playing every tournament. I'm not traveling to places I don't feel like I need to travel to. Um, and I think when you start doing that, a lot of the programs gonna start switching the way they do things, because they gonna be like, all right, we not going out of town because it don't make sense because we gonna be missing such and such and such and such.
Yeah.
So now they don't even want to show. They don't even want to really show up and go out there. And it's like, all right, fine. Now that give y'all more time to go practice and get some real reps. Work on some real things, because a lot of things don't get fixed in AAU. You just play over it.
Yeah.
You
And
just
that's the
playing
way
over
they
it.
kind of hide it, and like shadow is just play a lot of games so you don't have practice time. So you just
Hmm.
playing and playing and playing. And some of the parents could kind of get lost in that and just be like, yeah, my kid, he on a circuit, he playing this, he doing that. But then when you look back, it'd be like, dang, did he really get better over the summer, or
Right.
over this past season? So it's like you think playing AAU you can, if you don't play AAU, you could get recruited.
Yeah. I definitely think so. It's a lot of cases and situations where it's kids that didn't get they uh, offer from an AAU situation.
It's
Uh,
players in the NBA that didn't get D1 offers. Like
hmm.
it was a top 10 pick. He playing on Memphis right now. I think he might have went D3, D2, and climbed up the ranks and became
Hmm.
a top 10 pick. So it's like
And
It's
then you got to think
situation.
too, like they said, like a lot of the kids that be having high rankings, and a lot of McDonald's All American, they never talk about the ones that it didn't work out for. You know what I'm saying? They ain't talk about the ones that fizzled out and stuff like that, because you know a lot of times it's like they push a lot of early success onto the kids, and then they get into these situations of real adversity, and they don't know how to get through it. Where it's like you got that other kid, like you said, that might not have been a high recruit, and they've been working their way up. You know what I'm saying? And they understand that grit, that grind, um, and that team mentality. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a lot of kids they be too fixated on themselves because that's what everybody been kind of pushing on to them or putting them on this high pedestal that's separating them as an individual than looking at it, what I mean, as a team accomplishment.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to the next one. Do you think that highlights is hurting or helping the culture of basketball? For me personally, I don't really know because you can't really tell who's good and who's not when it comes to highlights because it always look good. But then you might have some highlights where it's like, bro, this player really go crazy right here. But
Yeah.
then it might be a player where it's like you know them personally, you know their work ethic, and they highlight look good, but it's like you really not that good.
Well, I think that's like so you got highlights and then you got like evaluations.
Mhm.
I don't think no high level coaches or recruiters is going to evaluate a kid based off their highlight tape. Like your highlight tape may get you attention, and then from that attention, that may make somebody want to actually evaluate you and see like who is this kid really.
Mhm.
Talk to a few people in your circle to see, like you said, what is this kid work ethic like. Um, and you know what I mean, just those kind of different things. I think some of the things you can kind of spot in the highlight tape where you can kind of tell like, oh, this ain't really about nothing, is when you seeing a lot of B-roll,
Mhm.
you seeing free throws.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like you seeing like they just trying to plug in, and then if you kind of go back through that highlight tape, like bro only scored 6 points.
Yeah.
Like you had 3 layups, and the rest was B-roll. You know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of unfinished. It'd be a lot of unfinished tapes.
Yeah.
Like you might make a good move, boom, pass it, but we
Right.
never see like what
Yeah.
happened after the pass. So it just be kind of stuff like that where you kind of like, yeah, that's like I said, it's cool, but that's not how nobody really gonna evaluate you based off your game. Anybody that's evaluating you, they're gonna want to see the full game. They're gonna want to see, you know, um, for example, even too, I seen a college coach at our previous game, and it was a big game. It was a big matchup for the this should be the top team in the region right now. But at the same time, I was like, these college coaches recruiting kids, they want to see you on those big matchup nights. They want to see you in a lesser matchup situation because they want to see who you are in certain situations. Like, do you rise to the occasion?
Mhm.
Um, are you still competitive? Are you still distant? Are you still locked in when you playing a little less competition? You know what I'm saying? What do your energy look like on the bench?
Nah,
How do
for
you
real.
communicate with your teammates and stuff like that? Because that's gonna let you know what you really inherited into your program, and does that fit to your program? So I think a lot of coaches, like I said, like that, they popping out to kind of trying to see like what does this kid look like, and all these few different settings that they recruiting them. They don't want to just see you when you had your best game. Like
Yeah, the highlight game kind of make certain teams self-centered sometimes too, cause it's like, bro, I gotta get mine. You feel me? And
because I gotta
then
get my highlight.
yeah, because at all these games nowadays, it's always gonna be 3, 4, 5, 6 cameramen
Man, it
at
never was
every
like that.
single game
Never was
now.
like
So
that.
it's like now players is playing for the camera, and it be
Hmm.
like you could see it in certain players. A guy might be mad uh, that they not getting a certain amount of touches, but your team winning. But they
Mhm.
frustrated because it's like, bro, my highlight tape ain't gonna look like nothing going on. Or
And it ain't nothing going on. You need to focus on the game.
yeah,
And a lot of times, man, I be feeling sorry for the cameraman because like you paid them to come to your game and they trying to chop up this film and it's
nothing
like they ain't got nothing to. They
for
just got to
real.
show you shaking hands and like it's like, bro, you only have 4 points. I can't make no highlight tape, and that's the thing about it too. Because as a player, man, you you don't know when you gonna have that game. You know what
You
I'm
don't,
saying?
and that's why you gotta just go out there and hoop. You just gotta be a hooper, and I feel like that's how we was. Like we never was out there on no like, man, I'm trying to one up. I'm trying to one up Coach Will today, or I'm trying to one up Man today when we playing for Grant. It's like, nah, bruh.
Nah, we wasn't
Like
trying to compete. Like
we
if I
focus
see
on
you get
winning.
a nasty block or you just hooping that game, like bro, you got most of the points. Like
Hmm.
I'm not like, man, Eddie got more points than me right now.
I gotta get mine.
Yeah.
I see him on a fast break. We just gotta steal at half court. He in front of me. I ain't gonna throw it to him. I'm gonna go get the layup.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
bruh, I don't be liking that, bruh.
nah.
How you think social media could benefit players nowadays?
I think the benefit is the exposure. And what I mean by that, like social media opens so with AAU and a lot of tournaments they try to push, or a lot of these camps they try to push like exposure. We got that the exposure. This is where you're gonna get the exposure. But like you said, when you go to these games or these camps, it's 4 cameramen on the baseline. So
Mm-hmm.
what I mean by that, like with social media, like everybody got their own page. So
Yeah.
you can market yourself on social media. You don't need these tournaments or these camps. You could get your own exposure from having your own platform. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just recording your own games, making your own, highlights and stuff like that. So you can use social media to do that. But um I seen a good post on social media as well where it's like, you could market you don't over market yourself and your numbers not matching up. Like you don't want to try to make it seem like, like you said, the highlight tapes and stuff, you trying to make it look a lot bigger than what it is, but you know, I had 30 points, but it's like you shot 30 shots to get 30 points. You know what I mean? Like coaches ain't excited about that. Like you
No.
excited about having 30 points, but like you said, you kind of trying to overmarket the fact that you had 30, but if you really go back and look at the numbers, really go back and look at the decision making, you might have had 9 turnovers as well that game. So it's like, you want to make sure you really playing at a high level and, you playing the right way versus just trying to market yourself to create a certain narrative about you as a player that may not really fit the reality of like what translates to winning. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And what's going on in youth basketball right now? Like the skills is at a higher level, the development is at a higher level, the access to training is way better. How do you feel like that's helping or hurting the game?
Um, I just think a kids could get, they could get a little more early head start. I think we didn't start playing our first organized basketball until like 3rd grade.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, we have some parents where they a little bit more concentrated on training and development at early ages than putting a kid in, I-9 or, this little league over here, over there. Not to say it's not wrong with that, but just understand like this ain't where your kid gonna learn how to dribble. This ain't where
Yeah.
your kid gonna learn how to pass, learn how to shoot the right technique and form. I
Cause
seen you working with a lot.
most of the rec leagues is like participation. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like they hire parents and
Right.
people in the community to
Just kind
help
of like
these kids out.
volunteer for it.
Yeah, and most of them parents and volunteers don't really know exactly what's going on in
Right.
basketball or never really played, and you can't really blame them for it because it's like
They're just giving up their free time. You know what I'm
yeah, like
saying?
somebody, I think I think somebody came into training and was like, "Yeah, I was trying to go to a whoopty woo woo, but they had asked me to coach." And I was like, "What? That's crazy." He's like, "You don't know, I don't know nothing about basketball." So it's
Yeah.
like,
They just trying
man,
to fill in spots. That's it. But I think that earlier you could get your kid, you know what I mean, with a trainer, um, that's, teaching the game. You definitely gotta do your homework on trainers these days because again,
man,
it's no
we
barriers
need
to
to,
entry.
for real, we need to get into that. Why you think trainers be on social media so mad about like the development of the game? Like people be so mad. Oh, you can't train with one trainer, or it's just so much controversial stuff going on when it comes to training. Even you had to deal with
Yeah.
something to where it was like somebody got mad that
I was working with one of the players they
that you
work
was
with.
working with one of the players that they was working with, and it's like I thought this was like it take a village to raise this kid,
Yeah.
and it's like,
I
or
mean,
do it take money? Is it money or is it a village? Do it take a village or
it
is it
might
about the
take a little bit
money?
of both, for real, for real. But nah, I think when it comes to training and coaches, like you got to be egoless.
Yes,
You got to be egoless. Like if you fueled by your ego as a trainer, oh, I developed this many, Division 1 kids, or this top, number one player in the state or the
bruh.
country.
We didn't have to
That's my
do.
kid. I've been working like, bro. You go see a lot of the top kids, bro. They done had more than one coach. They done had
We
more than
done
one
dealt with
trainer.
that
You know what I'm saying?
since we've been in this training stuff serious. Like
And you don't have.
we got kicked out of our spot because the nigga was doing that. I train this person. I play NBA. I train NBA players and all this. And it's like, bro,
I
you,
mean, it's a lot of salesmen when it comes to recruiting, coaching, and training. You know what I'm saying? Because it's
that's,
money involved.
yeah,
So, everybody trying to sell themselves to the next person or the next parent, should I say, to make their situation seem a little more suitable than what it may really be. Um, but man, you know what? To be honest, like with us, I heard some great things last week about just like what we do from parents and having conversations. Like, you know, um, one parent was talking about like, yeah, man, he's like, somebody's asking like, what's Will like end game, like and he's like, man, he really just about the community, like it ain't,
right.
what I'm saying, like he really just a community person, like he really for the community, about the community, so it's like it ain't about amount of accolades, you know what I'm saying? And then the other conversation too is just like, guy we were just talking about, one of the kids I've been working with, that I kind of started with, which you could say kind of from scratch,
Mm-hmm.
but she trained with another trainer as well, and I don't be tripping. You know what I'm saying? I don't be like, why you over there training with that person? It's like, nah, you getting work. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like I'm glad to see that you getting work. And there's so many things that factor into that. Like she got her school, she in her school season right now.
Mm-hmm.
What time does she get out of practice? Can she actually make it to my training session or not? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And then it's like, it's not like you training her every day. You may be training her one time a week or something.
Right,
You feel
right,
me? Or
right,
twice a week.
right.
It's not
And what can I do when she can't get to me? Do that mean she have to stay loyal to me and don't go get no more work? Like that don't make sense. Like
and that's where them
everybody got to
egos
work
be in
off.
a way with y'all trainers and y'all coaches. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like we've been having to deal with that for a minute, and like the past year just it's so many egos when it come to just like it's like it ain't no competition, bruh.
It's
We
not.
not even from out here, so we really not competing with none of y'all. You feel me?
Oh,
Like
nah.
we from a whole different place, so it's nothing to compete with. It's like we out here just trying to get better, trying to
Right.
get the kids better, trying to have everything grow. And it's like I could vouch for Coach Will. He gonna be the person that be like, yeah, go over there, go mess with them. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? Go check them out. Go see what they talking about.
Mm-hmm.
He not finna, nah, you shouldn't go over there or you shouldn't do that. Or even if he do say you don't go over there or don't do that, it's because he done already dealt with that and had experience going through that. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like we not finna be on. We don't have no ego when it come to this training or this coaching or just anything we got going on.
Right.
It's like, but one thing I do gotta say is stop copying.
You know they gonna bite. You know they gonna bite. You know what I'm saying?
And it's nothing. You feel me? The ism is in me, not on me.
Yeah,
you feel
gotta
me?
know. So, hey, a lot of people gonna want to put it on them.
Right, for real.
They
I'm
gonna
telling
put
you.
it on. You know what I'm
telling
saying?
you. And that's one thing I done had to learn too, even from him. It's just like, bro, you gotta be open minded to everybody. Like, you're not gonna see eye to eye in a negative way with everybody. Like, you may disagree, you may agree to disagree with certain people, but it's like still stay locked in with them, still have that relationship with them, still be tapped in. Like, don't burn your bridges out here just trying to compete and you know, being frustrated with other people do, because it's like, man, you just as long as you stay genuine, you gonna see the results,
man. And that's why I don't never feel like losing. I don't feel like I would lose out on no relationship with no player or parent, because it's always genuine, and that's a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? That don't have no expiration date on it. When you got like a hidden agenda or hidden motives and stuff like that, like that relationship ain't gonna stand. You know what I'm saying? And what about when them kids go off to college and stuff like that? Like, you can't be with them forever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta help them along your journey. If you happen to cross paths and y'all lock in for that time period, you know, do what you can for them in that time period.
Right. And God willing, you made an impact on them to when they do go to college. When they come back, they at the gym with y'all.
They still want to rock with you.
They want to come do a podcast with y'all. They want to stay tapped in. They want some merch from you. They want some game from you. You know, they still bringing people through off of just because they know who you is. So it's like, bro, just stay genuine. Make sure you giving game, because people only want to be around somebody that's going to be able to help them in a certain type of way. If you could help that person get to where they trying to get to, it's like, bro, you was always that helping hand on my way up. You feel me? So it's like,
without looking for nothing in return to just helping somebody.
For
it's
real.
Just like, bro, you see somebody car stop in the street and they trying to push it. You can see they struggling trying to push it. You hop out, help them push it. Do they need to give you some money for helping them push their car to the side of the road? Like,
No.
you just help somebody, bro. Just helping. You know what I'm saying? Just helping. You know what I mean? Like, just be comfortable with just helping people, bro. And your blessing and opportunity ain't getting blocked. They ain't getting shortchanged. Like, everything gonna kind of come back full circle. But don't just do it for the expectation of I helped this, so I should get this. It's like, nah, bro. Just be genuine with genuinely helping people, and you gonna be straight. Like, the kids, bro, they be locked in. They like, if you genuine, authentic, they gonna love you forever. You know what I'm saying?
Real.
Like you ain't gotta worry about, oh man,
you ain't gotta try. You
they
don't
ain't
have to try.
They don't hit me up no more. They don't come work with me no more, or this or that. Like, bro, you might not have that much to offer them at this point of where they're at in their journey. You know, just like different trainers, like, yeah, you talking about I don't want them working with, but they might go over there and they working with a different group of players that's challenging them in a different way that you may not be able to. Or you may be getting a little too more booked and busy. So they may be going over here to get a little bit more personalized, individualized work and stuff like that. So it's all... It all just go towards this, man. Just helping the kids like get to where they trying to go without trying to hold anybody back or gatekeep anybody, or just trying to take credit. You know what I'm saying? I don't take credit for none of the players' success. Like, they got to where they got to because they put the work in.
And I think that's the best thing about it, because it's like, we don't got to sell ourselves to nobody. Like, we don't got to, oh, we did this, we do that. It's like, come in, come see the work. And then from there, it's going to be like, that's it. Come see the work, make your decision from there. And for the most part, most of the people that been in the program, they locked in because it's like we could demonstrate. You feel me?
Right.
We got a different motor when it comes to this, a different passion, and it's like we be on the kids tough. You feel me?
Yeah.
People be thinking we be on some. People be thinking it's practice. I remember the dude from the church yesterday came up to me and said, "Oh, Eddie, you intense."
Right,
I'm
right.
like, man,
He came up to me too. He said, I'm not even out there and I'm scared. I said, yeah, nah, Eddie be turned up on him. But that just holding them kids accountable, and they gonna be familiar with it. They gonna be able to embrace tough coaching. And we pushing them to be their best. You know what I mean? Then within that same day, I turned up on the girls.
Yeah.
You know, a little later on in that evening. So they getting it. You know what I mean? Like, we trying to bring the best up out of them. And like you said, just part of that, just, you know, some of the passion that we got, you know, that's inside of us, the love for the game that we have, and the growth that we want to see, you know, from these players. And we always had that underdog, or they say that underrated mentality. Like, bro, we got to work, you know what I'm saying, with a certain level of urgency and purpose.
That's it. Because even yesterday, I seen DJ and Boss.
They was going
they was going at it. I'm like, DJ on Boss bumper right now. He is not playing. It looked like they was finna, you feel me? Throw hands, for real.
I was glad. And that was healthy competition. Because it got all the way to the level where it wasn't toxic.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's like they was competing. They was really going at each other. You could see them shoving each other, and they like, get off me.
Yeah.
But it's like they not finna swing on each other, but they challenging each other to get better. And that's necessary.
And that reminded me of like me and you. Yeah. That reminded of that Grant culture to where it's like
that's how we practice. Like, even we related and we in practice on each other like that. You know what I'm saying? Even when I went to Fullerton, like, you know, playing with Chris, like, Chris was a great practice player because he treated practice like it was a game.
Yeah.
So he was intense. He my roommate. You know, we trained together. We putting in work together after practice, before practice. But he in practice throwing elbows at me and every day. I'm like, damn, bro, like, we supposed to be
chill
cool.
out, bro.
Right, like, you my partner for real.
Yeah.
When we off the court, but when we on the court and our jerseys is flipped on different colors,
we
it's
not
like,
finna
bro,
back down at
like,
all.
Nah, bro, we ain't cool right now.
Nah.
And we want to make each other better because competition ain't gonna have no sympathy for you. You know
at all.
Saying?
That's why I was telling the girls yesterday. It's like, when we in training, y'all not cool. No. Like, stop doing that. Y'all want to be super nice to each other. I think it might have been Monday or something when Maya and them came. It was Maya, Leah, and G. And G must have fell on the ground or something, and everybody stopped. Like, it was just,
yeah.
Oh my God. It's like, man, if you don't get up,
she gonna get up. She
for real.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep playing.
Keep playing and compete and make her. You really want to talk shit to her and make her get up.
You know who? Yvonne and Kaden was talking shit to each other yesterday.
See,
that was my first time. That's why, like you said, the whole temperature of that training session yesterday was probably the most competitive it's been in a while. Like, in terms of like players going at each other. Yvonne went up for a layup. Kaden blocked that shit, that weak ass shit. He talk. I'm like, oh shit, he talking shit. I'm like, Yvonne, he talking shit. You better not let. Then he came back trying to get a layup. Yvonne blocked his shit. Yeah. I'm like, okay, all right, they turned up. Because a lot of times it'd be hard to get them to say something to each other.
Yeah,
like, they don't compete with like talking to each other.
Yeah,
so they was like, you could hear them, like, you know what I mean.
And I really think that's just us instilling that in them, because it's like, we got so many kids that's introverts, and they don't say nothing, bro. They don't be saying nothing, and you gotta talk shit to them and make them bring it out of it.
I'm instigating. You know what I'm saying? So I'm Yvonne, you gonna let him talk to you like that? So I'm trying to amp it up just a little bit, just so that, because they take a little bit more personal when you start talking shit.
Yeah, for
you know
sure.
What I'm saying? So it just playing with that energy. That level of energy, but it was good. It was definitely good.
For sure. What you think some of the criticism that AAU deserve? I'm gonna say, I ain't even gonna say AAU. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say
Yeah, because
all
it's hard to
three. I'm
blame.
gonna say training, coaching, and AAU.
So training, I feel like with training, it's a little bit is like, I don't know what you call it, like exploiting.
Hmm.
It's a lot of exploitation that might take place in a training game.
The entry barrier
The
as
entry
well.
barrier, anybody kind of like, I feel like you got to really go do your homework. Like even when you came out here, like you like, bruh didn't even look at himself like I'm a trainer, which
At
he
all.
really wasn't at the time. Like, and at the same time, he was able to kind of come up under me where I had some years of experience under my belt,
Mhm.
where it's like, all right, he get to learn from me. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Being around Kai, like you get to learn
Yep.
from Kai. So you got to like go through the stages of learning to become a trainer, developing to become a trainer before you're just like, I'm a trainer. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Even when I was out here, like I was training with Swain at one point when I was
Mhm.
actually still playing in school and stuff like that. So like AD back in SAC, another trainer that I was able to kind of pick up game from and learn from.
Yeah, cause
Kai, I
even
was able to also learn from Kai too as well. So it's like being under certain guys that helped me become a better trainer was necessary. And I think a lot of if you think about getting into training or you think about being a trainer, like learn first. Like
yeah.
find somebody who you can learn from first that's doing it right so you don't get out here doing it wrong. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like I think that's a big part of it. Like make sure you learning how to do it right from guys, you know what I mean, that's already in this just doing it the right way and
Yeah,
teaching the
cause
right way.
even the first Mike, is that me? Mike check. Even like the first few weeks and stuff that I was out here, it was like I was hopping in. I was training, like you was training me so that I can figure it out. Like I was
Mhm.
hopping inside the training
The
session so that I
workouts.
could, yeah, the workouts, just so I could see like, okay, what's going on, what we got to do. Cause then once we went to Flame, it was like, all right, we got to figure this out. It went from like 3 kids, then it went
Mhm.
from 6, then it just started growing. It go from 10 to 15 to 20. And I remember it was a point where it was like, it was so many kids. Kai was in there too. I had to ask him, I'm like, bro, I got like a group of 8. How do I even train these kids efficiently without them sitting in line? You feel me? For
Mhm.
wasting reps. And it's
Right.
like, he gave me a lot of game on that. He was like, you could do this, you could do this, you could send him over here, he could give me different techniques. And I was like, oh, that's good game. And I took
Right.
that and ran with it. Even Sean Sherman gave me some game on some
Yeah.
group stuff. You feel me? So it's like I don't never just be on some like, bro, you can't
Learn.
teach me. You can't
Right.
even with the coaching. We had this conversation like last week. I'm like, bro, I don't want to coach AU if I don't know what I'm doing.
Mhm.
I'm like, if we could go through a course of like me just learning what's going on in certain language and techniques, then it's like I could be more comfortable. You feel me? Even
Right.
though, even though it's not something to where it's like the kids that we gonna allow to play on the AU team, this is bump for them so that they could
Mhm.
get prepared for next season. So it's not something to where it's like, oh, we in here
It's
being,
the winning is we
yeah,
desperate to
me.
win, so
It's
it's like
it's
you
literally for
yeah.
their development and
Right.
getting better so that they could be prepared next year to have a ball in their hand way more. I don't know what's going on with my mic.
There
Mike,
you go.
Mike, it keep going out, in and out. We good. We should be good though.
Yeah, I think it's good to even have that mentality to want to learn first. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody could throw you a coaching opportunity and some people just try to dive right in. It's like respectfully, like, bro, I'm cool with the opportunity, but I want to get a little more comfortable and confident in it, or
Yeah.
or take me through the, you know what I mean, through the ropes of it, so I could really get a hang of it and understand like what's going on, how to structure it, how to teach it, what adjustments I can make in timeouts and different little stuff like that,
Yeah.
to just try to kind of gain that experience, and even from the coaching side, like me being at the Cula has empower me so much more as a coach. I feel like, I've been in training for like 10 years now, So it's like I feel like I got a good hang on that. You know what I'm saying? I can't say I've been coaching, you know what I mean, for that
Yeah.
long. And a lot of it for me was kind of like going through that self-taught process where it's like now being on the Killer coaching staff, I'm able to just be around other coaches and learn from other coaches and pick up on
Mm-hmm.
different things that they do from practices to preparation, film, and all that different type of stuff like that. So um, all that kind of makes it a little bit more better. So I think with the training or the AAU coaching, like go learn from somebody. You know what I mean? Like don't
And be
it's
willing to
nothing wrong
learn.
before you try to just go start your own program
Yeah.
or start your own team. Like go learn from somebody that's doing it the right way, so you can now translate that to what you doing,
Mm-hmm.
and the kids get a bigger benefit because you don't want to be out here shortchanging the kids just because you trying to chase, a certain little pipe dream of yours or whatever, of being a coach or a trainer.
Yeah. And what about the AU part of it? Like the where was we at?
Oh yeah, I think the other part is like the division, and I think the division comes from having so many teams where it's like it makes it harder for people to find teams when there's so many teams.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you find the right team when there's so many teams and everybody not doing it right? Everybody not teaching, and a lot of talent that's right here in the area gets separated. It gets divided too much to where it's like there's no good teams. There's a lot of okay teams. So I think the other part is just like figuring out how to bring the talent back together without having everything so separated because everybody's trying to have so many teams, and parents and players or coaches like having that reality of like where certain guys is, because you can have other teams, but the majority of the main talent should be in a decent situation, and the other developmental part of it should be in a situation where they're able to learn and get those reps and experience as well. But it's like it's a tug of war. Like everybody's trying to come after certain kids and certain players and this and that, and they selling this and selling that. So parents is a little confused, players a little confused. And once we get out here and to go actually represent, there's no real representation for what the area really looks like on a basketball level
Yeah.
because everything is divided. It's
Mm-hmm.
divided up by so many teams, so you can't really represent Gwinnett County in a right way that it probably could to be like, bro, this is probably one of the it's almost like a gold mine, you know what I mean, for basketball players in a certain way, and they may be like that in a Cobb County perspective or something like that. Because I don't think if you playing on an AAU team like this, I feel like there's enough talent right here that you shouldn't have to go to an hour and a half away to go practice with this
You
team or
shouldn't.
that. Like it's enough talent right
You
here.
could look at all the middle school teams and just see it. It's like just look at it. You might have a SJ and them at Archer. You got Memphis and them over there at South. You got
Mm-hmm.
uh Messiah and them over there at
Bay
Bay
Creek,
Creek. You
yeah.
got Oz and them over there at Couch. And then you got DJ over there. It's so much talent, but like you said, they all scattered. Just
Mm-hmm.
imagine if this team, if it was 10 guys all on one team or 12 guys all
Right,
on one team, y'all would be the best team in the whole county, the whole Georgia damn near.
right.
But it's like it's so scattered that the only time you do get to see that is like AU at times. You feel me? And then with that, it don't even be fully consistent because they be scattered too, trying to
Mm-hmm.
find teams. So that's definitely important for sure.
Oh yeah, I just think we just got to minimize. But it's not like it sounds good having a conversation, but it's still so much egos involved. Like so a lot of people gonna be like, I ain't gonna step away from this because I really don't really have nothing of value really to give to the game. So you still gonna have people that just gonna manipulate it because they could get away with it.
For
So
sure. I think this a good one. It say if you had to choose, if you had a 13-year-old, would you pick elite training or elite exposure?
for
And
my 13-year-old,
and which one matter more?
elite training. elite training because elite exposure at 13 don't translate to what you need at 18.
Yeah.
You could be elite at 13. You could be getting elite exposure at 13, but if you don't continue to develop to when you get 18, that exposure, what does that exposure mean if the skill set and the development ain't elevated? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I wouldn't really care for the exposure versus like the training and teaching. I care more about that. That's gonna translate long term. Exposure don't translate long term.
It's a how should parents evaluate AAU programs? And you being an AAU coach, how how should a parent evaluate your AAU team?
Um, well, for one, I think some of the questions parents should ask is like, how many players is on the team? That kind of gives you an idea, like what rotations it might look like, playing time may look like. I had a conversation with a parent because that was a question that they did ask, and told them like 8 to 9 players at the most is what I would have on our team. Like I said, we do want to add a few practice guys that we will have practice with us throughout our season, but they won't actually like play in the tournaments and stuff with us. But I think 8 to 9 is like probably like a little more ideal where you could have realistic rotation and playing times. Like everybody should be getting a little bit kind of like the same amount of playing time in a situation like that. The other part is like how much gym
Yeah.
time or practice time that they actually plan on having. Like if you're a team that practice once a week, that's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
For me as a parent, I would think like that. You know what I'm saying? Like one time a week ain't enough. We practicing 2 times a week, but we probably in the gym for 4 to 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of those days may be practice, and some of those days may be skill based. So it's not like we practicing necessarily 4 to 5 days a week, but we in the gym 4 to 5 days a week in our program.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the competitive advantages that we do have when it comes to that, and I think that helps shape long term growth for our players, and it might expedite their growth in that time frame. If we got you from what we say March to May or March to June, should I say? If we got you from March to June, we should be able to elevate your growth in that time frame just because of how much work we get in opposed to most other programs that may just concentrate just on practice. Like we practicing and training. So you getting a little bit of both in our program. Just doing the homework on the coaches, sometimes like, where did they play? Who did they coach for, coach with, coach under?
Do you think
Just
that
different
really
stuff like
matter
that.
though? Like who'd you play for and stuff like that?
A
Because
little bit. I don't put all the I wouldn't put like that into like 80% of the decision making process because you got
especially at the youth level, because
some
it's
some 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 people could play at a super high level and still not be great at coaching
I f-
kids. You know what I'm
yeah
saying? So it's like that don't always just because you play D1 for
I,
Kansas
yeah.
don't mean you're gonna be a good basketball
I feel
coach.
like it's just like just because you made it to the NBA and made millions and millions of dollars, don't mean that you super smart. You feel me? Or you intelligent? It's the
hmm
same thing. It's like
Yeah,
it's like
because you might just really been really talented and that don't translate into coaching because you can't teach people talent.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit like it might have worked out a little bit different for you in your situation, but it's like how are you when it comes to teaching? You know what I'm saying? Versus playing, which is like two different things. So you kind of got to factor, some of that stuff into it. But it's just good things to know. Like I said, it's good to know. It's not something to say I'm gonna base my decision solely on this or that. I
I
think the
think
other part,
parents base their decision on that because that be a selling point for
yeah,
like a lot of the coaches. Yeah, I used to coach under wooty woo woo, or I play that wooty woo woo, and it's like, yeah, you played there, but you didn't play. You was on a bench, or you
Right.
was a water boy, or you was like the manager or something.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
like you gotta really understand what
You
these
right.
coaches is teaching for real.
Right.
And then it's like
I
just
I
sit back and see what they do. Like,
that's why I think, like you said it earlier, like we not finna try to sell you. Like, come check out what we got going on and make your decision after that.
mm-hmm.
Like, I met with a parent and it was the same thing. Like, I invited them to come work with us, and I didn't say I didn't. We didn't have no extensive conversation prior to that because it was nothing I was trying to sell them on.
Mm-hmm.
Versus like, come see what we do, see how we do it, make your decision from there. If you like what we do and what we doing, then we can move forward from there. But at the same time, like I'm not finna waste my breath trying to just sell myself to you. And I feel like that just come off the wrong way a lot of times. It's like I could separate myself in this game by being somebody who say less. Versus
Yes,
it's like, they used to a lot of people come up to him telling him a bunch of this, and that. Where it's like, man, I met with Brad, he ain't really even say much.
man.
Like, so it's like I just try to let what we do speak for what we doing.
That's it. And that's the main thing. Like, that's super good. What's the red flags parents shouldn't ignore?
Talking too much.
Mm-hmm.
Talking too much. Like you don't gotta talk that much if it is what it is. Uh, and don't ask me no questions. Go ask the parents that's in our program.
Right.
Like if you
Yeah,
want
for
to know,
real.
you know what I'm saying? Like ask them. They the ones that been here a while. They the ones been experiencing it. If
Yep.
it's anything you really want to know from a parent perspective, you should
Man,
ask the parent.
I think that's some good game, and people I be hearing podcasts and stuff like that, and like you said, they be trying to break down everything that they got going on, and it's like you still sound like a salesman. It's
Right.
like if you want to know, just go ask the parents, bro. It's that simple, or
Mm-hmm.
just come check us out.
Yep.
Like it's only two options, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like it ain't nothing more than that. You want to know what we got going on?
Cause ain't
How
nobody gonna tell you they flaw. You know what I mean? Like
right?
ain't nobody finna get up
Ain't
there
no
and be
coach finna just be like, yeah, man. Sometimes I'm still in a
yeah.
learning environment myself.
I'm really good at offense. I'm not that too good of a defense coach,
Nah. Nobody's saying
or
that.
I'm good on I'm locked in on defense. I don't really know
Nobody
too much
even,
about offense.
but nobody even doing that. Nobody is on some like, man, we great at doing this. Like we pride ourselves on defense. We pride ourselves on this. Like
Mm-hmm.
nobody doing that. They just, yeah, we finna go to Florida. We gonna go to Cali. We gonna
We
be in
got 3 made
Vegas.
hoops
Yeah,
tournaments.
we gonna be in Vegas a few times.
Right.
We got these jerseys. Everybody getting the jobs. It's like they selling everything except for the development.
Right.
Everything except
Right.
for the
Versus
development.
like you talking to me, I'm like, look, we in the gym 4 or 5 days a week.
4 or 5 days a week. We not trying to travel super far. We
No.
not doing all that. This
No.
is strictly for development.
Yep.
You
And
feel
we
me?
playing up.
Yep. We playing up.
Like our kids is in the 8th grade right now, getting ready to go to high school after this year. So it's important that we prepare them for high school where the age gaps don't really exist. If you're
Mm-hmm.
good enough to play varsity, nobody's like, oh, you only 14 or whatever, 15, whatever. Like it don't matter. Like you gonna have to play against seniors that's gonna be 17, 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So we just want to kind of prepare them going into that situation, being familiar playing against older guys, and what you kind of see a lot of guys where it's like y'all been playing down.
Yes.
You've been playing down. It's not wrong with reclassing. I just don't see the I don't see the impact on your development from playing down.
Right, because even once you become a freshman, it's like if you playing freshman, that was dumb. Like,
Right.
what did you reclass for to play freshman?
Yeah, you in the wrong situation for sure.
Or even JV. Like, bruh, I don't care. Any reclass, you supposed to be on damn near varsity by the time you get to be a freshman.
If you did it right, if you
Right.
ain't if that's not your case, that just means you didn't do it right.
Yep.
Like you just didn't do it right, or you chose the wrong high school situation.
And we're going to
To
see
be
a lot
honest.
of that coming next year. We're going to see a lot of that coming next year because it's
Hmm.
going to be a lot of reclasses going to the ninth grade. And we're going to see if y'all playing varsity. And if y'all not playing varsity, like he said, you ain't do it right.
You
You
ain't
feel
do it
me?
right. You
For
ain't do it
real.
right. And your impact ain't really there. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And it's a lot of things, reclassing is not to take shortcuts.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta work. You gotta work. So don't reclass to try to make it easier and more comfortable for your kid. Like if y'all not putting the work first, you still gonna come up last.
And stop reclassing for sports purposes. If you gonna reclass, man, reclass because they academics wasn't all the way there, and you want it to be a little bit better. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? Or they academics is there, you feel like they could take another year to development. You feel or to develop. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of y'all just be in the middle of the pack, like I'm finna reclass my kid just because I feel like it's gonna be beneficial for them.
Or that's what everybody else doing.
Yeah, or they gonna be way bigger and better than everybody else
And they
playing.
should, if you reclass them and you playing them down. Like, of course they gonna be bigger
You
or a
playing
little
against
better.
you supposed to be in the ninth grade, but you playing against sixth and seventh graders. Come on now,
Like, come on.
what is
And
we doing?
we got a young team, and our guys we play up most of the time, and
Mhm.
they not phased by it. So if
Right.
these guys that's kind of true to their grade can still play guys older than them, why are y'all reclassing not playing guys your age or older? You know what
hmm
I'm saying? Like, how's that beneficial to your development?
That's that's what I wanted to say too. Like you being at Decula, how has that changed your perspective on recruiting players? Like as far as like because I was asking you. So what you gonna do? You gonna try to get like a raw talented ninth grader to play with your eighth graders, and you was like, nah, we just gonna find some players that buy into what we got going
Right,
on
right, right. Yeah,
because
definitely. Like when it come to AAU, like and recruiting, trying to find players like that fit. Um, I don't need the best. I don't need the best guys. I believe in our teaching. I believe in our culture,
oh nasty.
and what we got going on. So I don't feel the need to feel like I got to go chase down this elite player, to play on our team. Like, we gonna beat you with a bunch of good guys that play the right way.
And Decula is a perfect example. I
Right.
think they 16-1 right now. But
Mm-hmm.
if you look at their team, you
We
will
not
be
star
like,
studded like
no,
that.
you will be
We
like,
not. We
man,
don't
we
got all
finna
the
smack we
size.
finna smack them. You feel me? You see the look test, you gonna automatically think that
We
that
we we definitely don't pass the look test as a program,
mm-mm,
but we pass the toughness
the
test every
dog
time.
test for sure.
Every time.
Every single time. And and that's just a great thing to kind of like to speak on is just like you really, really don't have to recruit the best players no more.
You don't. Not if
Like,
you gonna teach the right way. You
yep,
know. And those guys at the Cula, we got a great coaching staff over there, and they prepare their guys the right way. And they come out and show the preparation, is there every time. They come out and show that the way we practice is not the way other teams practice, and it's a lot tougher, it's a lot more competitive, it's a lot more high tempo, high intensity, type of thing. So, it show up every time, and everybody don't be used to that level of intensity and pressure that those guys play with. So, that's kind of the blueprint, that I've been able to pick
that's the
up from
real
being over there
blueprint for
and
sure. And
really implement this year.
I can admit that I was one of them people that was like, I don't know. This may be just like a long term thing. This not gonna be like this not gonna happen this quick
Yeah,
because, like you say, you just see the players, you see the guys. You got a bunch of freshmen, JV, 10th
sophomores,
graders,
yeah.
and it's just like I don't know if this gonna work against some of these bigger and better programs. You feel me? That got seniors and season players and people that been around. You know, Coach Will, this is his first year, so it's like this is development
Mm-hmm.
when you look at it. But then you start seeing them play. Even from the summer, they started off when we went to Walford. It's
Mm-hmm.
like they started off hot, and then it just trickled down into the season, and you kind of see the results of what's going on right now, and it's a beautiful thing because
For
it's like
sure.
it just add on to what it just add on to the development that coaching staff bring, that you bring to the table, whatever we got going on in the community is really working. You
Right.
feel me?
Right.
It's working with these kids, so that's great. That's super dope. Why is it okay to sit out and just train?
Man, it's so hard for so many parents to do. Like we done had conversations with kids to do that, and parents still find up getting findagled to put their kid on the AAU team, and it's like, bruh, it's not necessary for everybody to play every year at AAU. Um, you know, I had that conversation with Nate and Brandon dad. Even though we did play a couple tournaments, it really is only like 4 tournaments.
Yeah, and it wasn't nothing crazy.
It wasn't nothing crazy like that. Them both they was in the gym with us 3 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
So that was more impactful towards their development and growth. And you can look at it now, like Brandon having one of the best, junior campaigns right now. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it's like, did he need that year of AAU last year? Nah, not really. Look at
Nope.
what he's doing in high school ball right now. And
Cooking.
he's building, like I said, his campaign's building up. So now that he's in his junior year, he got more options on the table when it comes to an AAU situation.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So they seeing like what he able to do on the court right now. And he stayed working on his game. He stayed true to it. He was putting in the work.
And
it's
they
all showing up.
workhorses. Like I might have slots that's just open, and I hit them last minute, and he'll be like, "Yep, I'm finna pull up."
Mhm.
And it's like you want people like that in your program.
Right.
You don't want the people that be half-assing, and you gotta, like you said, you gotta over-explain, and you gotta keep telling them this and that. It's like, no, bruh, that's not we don't need players in our program like that. We just need workhorses. If you ready to work, if you available to work, come pull up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
And we always gonna get you some extra work for the ones that really like to work. It's not no kids in our program for the ones that really like to work that we don't give them extra work. You know what I'm saying? Like we always gonna figure out how to get you some extra work if you like being in the gym like that for real.
Because we in a gym, so it's like come get some extra work,
Right.
bruh. It's like it ain't no reason for you if you want to get better. It ain't no reason for you
And
to
we
just
like
be
working
sitting
with
on
the
the
kids
side.
that like to get extra work. Them the best kids to train with.
Yep.
Like the kids that don't really like working like that, they're the ones that have you in there frustrated,
Yes.
cussing, and all type of shit. Like
Make you feel like, man, bro, you be in there
you
like
wasting
your
your
legs
parents'
be
money
burning.
and time. You wasting my time. Like
That's when you start feeling all the stuff in your body. When the kids that don't like to work, cause it's like, ah, man, cause the kids that like to work, you be fully engaged with the workout. So then that hour and a half, however you work on it, go by super quick, and you be like, dang, bro, I wish I could just keep working with you, cause it's like, man, you getting better as we going through this process for sure.
make it easy. And parents just got to be realistic. Like I hate the dibble dab parents. Like if you can't be consistent with training, I'm not saying you have to train with me all the time, every time, but you can't just be hitting me up out the blue and expecting me to work with your kid and it's gonna work. It's not gonna work.
It's not.
I can't get them better because you brought them to me one time in that month. Like that ain't gonna do nothing. Like it don't
One
do
time
nothing.
in a month. I explained this on Instagram. Y'all be training 4 times in a month, bro. It's 30 days out the month, and y'all train 4 times, and some of y'all even less than that.
And
Like
then
y'all
they
just be
man,
popping
yeah,
up.
so I'm trying to get such and such to make his team, or such and such ain't getting no playing time. Yeah, I understand.
So just know if we not hitting you back, that's the reason why.
Yeah,
because
I
we
stopped
not doing that.
responding.
We
I
not
definitely
doing the
stopped responding.
non-consistent anymore.
I used to early on in my training stages. I used to respond back to damn near anybody who kind of hit me up. I ain't gonna lie, you can hit me up now, and I might not hit you back.
And that's all, and that's not on no being bougie. That's on some. I
I,
know how you
I know
work.
you're not committed to the
That's
process,
it. I
so it's
know.
nothing. If there's nothing I could do for you, I'm not. Why should I respond? And we was wasting time. I'm not finna take
That's
your
it.
money or none of that.
No,
Like it's not going nowhere. Like it's
no.
nothing I could do to help you or your child because the way you approaching the process is not gonna work.
Don't tap in because your kid lost the game. That's what y'all do. Yeah, they go watch a game. They kid lost, and it's like, oh man, I gotta get them in the gym. Or you may see a player that we working with that's going off like a Brandon Case, a certain player, some of the girls we may work with, and be like, man, I gotta get them in there. But it's like, bro, you could have been in here. You could. They've been in here for 2-3
It's
years
it's
now.
no secret to their success.
No.
They put in the work. They always working on their game, even when they not working with us.
Mm-hmm.
And that ain't the type of time that everybody on. And for me, where I'm at in this now, and like I said, we didn't have those conversations. Like, bruh, don't you could hit us. We just ain't gonna reply, bro, because it's like everybody ain't a fit for what we trying to do in our training program. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is like anybody can train with us, but everybody don't have the mentality to train with us in terms of like the parents,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like if you think we just could magically make your kid good, like nah. If you can't commit to weeks of work, months of work, years of work,
And it's
then
not
it's
like
like
we
we can't get
taxing
you better.
y'all. It's not
No,
like we taxing
no,
y'all over the
no,
head.
no,
It's not like we asking y'all for $300, $400 a month to come work with us. It's
no.
like, no, bruh, the access is here. We got full access for y'all to come
We
in and
definitely
work.
affordable and accessible, and probably one of the main tailored programs that's actually tailored for that purpose. And I had a conversation with a parent about that too. Like, I'm not finna charge you $100 for an individual session, because what can how good could you get for $100 an hour? And if you paying me $100 an hour, how many times can I work with you in a month?
Right.
Because 4 times, that's 400.
And that's
That's a lot.
and that go back to, and that's just like when we was talking about the haircut business, how everybody want to charge $100, but now you only got what? You got three
You-
clients
right.
in a month. But
They
that
not
person
fully
that's
booked.
charging that $30,
They booked.
they booked.
They
They
booked.
got 40 haircuts this month. Come on now. They got a haircut a day, and you got one haircut a week. Like, come on, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gotta understand y'all value and what y'all bringing to the table.
Mm-hmm. And
Cause
don't try to milk the game. Cause you try to milk the game, you trying to get every little thing about the game. Cause it's like, oh, I got the resume to charge $100 an hour. Like, okay, how many kids you gonna book for that $100 an hour? Come down to 60.
and how
See how many
beneficial is it?
you might book just for it being 60, 50. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, bro, that's a waste of, it is what it is. And at the same time, for us as well, we blessed to be in a situation where we can price ourselves at those price points because of the relationships we have with the facilities that we use. So with that being a blessing in and of itself, it's our job, it's our duty to bless the community as well, because we getting blessed in the situation. So if we wasn't getting blessed in the situation, then it makes it a little bit more different. But the fact that we getting blessed in the situation that we have and we've been able to create and collaborate on, it's our duty to extend that bless. That's what keep us being blessed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, we not out here trying to take from everybody. We not out here trying to milk the game from everybody. So I think that's part of like what keep us going in the community and what make people speak so highly of Skills of Harmony and the training that we offer. And it's most of it is referral based. Like,
Yeah.
we not out there let's overselling ourselves. People just spreading the word because they like the services that they get.
Mm-hmm. That's it. And I think that's what really separate ourselves. I remember we was having a conversation with a lady, and she didn't understand the offer based format we was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that's a community thing that we giving away because we want our stuff to be accessible. And then it's like you don't even understand that this is something that is accessible for everybody.
Right.
And then it's not like we're losing when it
Nah.
comes to it. Like you
Nah.
said, we blessed enough to be in a situation we in. So it's like, why not be able to give back? You
Right.
feel me? That's a form of giving back.
Right.
We don't have a set price. You pay what you want. That's giving back. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? So it's like, bruh.
Yeah, and we still get blessed in those situations. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
times, people that pay what they want, they give a little extra because they love what we do.
Yep.
And at the same time, man, it's just like, you know, it just separating ourselves for what we do and why we do it. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody got their different approaches on it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we probably got like one or two more topics that we kind of want to run down. I for me, I think is the separation from us is just that community base that we got because it's like we so accessible. It's no excuse for you
Yeah,
to not be working with us or not. Like, and that's why it be no BS with me. Like,
yeah,
I don't got time for the bullshit and be talking because it be like, bro, it's self-explanatory. Either you gonna come in, check us out, you gonna look at the pricing. We got it's a great facility we working at, and then it's like it's so beneficial because it's like we doing all type of stuff. We be giving out free merch to kids.
mm-hmm,
You feel me? We be doing photo shoots for kids. It be a lot more than just basketball going on. Like
right,
we popping out to games. Like it's so much more than just basketball. And I think that's why our community is so beautiful because they gonna see us popping out. They know we part of this for them. So
mm-hmm.
that's the best thing
I
about it.
think too, like as you level up as a trainer and stuff like that, like you shouldn't become less and less accessible because
Man.
there's not that many quality guys. It's not that much quality. So let's say you get up to this level where it's like you got this real high quality level of work and service that you offer, but now you only want to offer to this exclusive demographic. Then
Mhm.
it's like that's what about this? That you started with or where you started at. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to neglect that. You don't want to forget where you kind of came from or how you came up. You don't want to neglect that whole demographic that helped you get to where you may be at at that point. So for me it was always like just because I might get quote unquote like bigger or better with the training, it's like that's not gonna stop me from being accessible to the average kid out here. You know what I'm saying? Like you can still come in and get that work. You don't have to be the best talent. Like we don't work with like we got some top kids in our program and we got some kids that's just still working and on their way and still got a lot to learn and a lot
But you
growing to
see
do.
the growth. Like you
Right.
see like a Gianna to where it's like I'm seeing her get better by the day. I'm
Mm-hmm.
seeing her handle get better. Like a Joe Lee. She
Mm-hmm.
first came in,
Right.
she could barely hit the rim. Now I'm seeing her doing twins and she
Knocking down
more
shots.
active.
Actually
Like
pushing the ball on the break, shoot. We used to have to yell at her to shoot the ball. She wouldn't even
mhm.
shoot the ball. Now she a little more confident taking her own shot.
And
So
even that's a kid too to where it's like our training technique and our coaching technique is like is made for them because I felt like that was a kid that was gonna be like her parents wasn't gonna mess with the way I
how aggressive
aggressive
you
I
may be
am.
seen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And she show up every day.
yeah.
And every day she show up, she popping up like we won our game. Look, I got this or I got
Mhm.
some new shoes or like she excited to be part of it and
And getting better. They see the
and
growth.
her parents is excited to see her get better and enjoy what we got going on cuz I promise you it's a few kids to where it's like I don't know if they're gonna be ready for my technique, but I feel like the parents just love the way that we engage with them because it's like they be needing that. A
Hmm.
lot of them be really needing that. Like the way the new era is with the kids, it's like they get coddled way
Nah,
more
oh man.
than we used to get coddled. Like I feel like they, especially out here. being in Gwinnett to where it's like it's not a lot of struggle like that. So it's like the parents not gonna have that frustration towards their kids like that because it's like it's nothing to be frustrated about, or it's like it's nothing to.
It's not
to
that
l-
much adversity.
Yeah, it's not that much pressure on y'all. So when they come around people that's like got pressure on them, it's like, oh, they need that in their life. So that's how I feel like that's what really separates us too. And I know this is gonna be an unpopular opinion. We could damn near close out with this. It's like I think being from Cali is different because a lot of y'all out here, y'all be on that Atlanta hustle. Y'all niggas be hustling y'all ass
Just
off.
whatever to make a dollar.
I'm
Like
telling y'all
it
niggas.
ain't even about like trying to like really give something of quality. Like, bro, nigga just sell you anything, bro.
Man, it's some real Atlanta niggas out here, man. They done can't, bro, they gonna hustle.
It's some solid ones. It's some solid ones too, but it's
For real.
definitely man, it's just a hustle and it ain't a passion. I think that's the difference. For us, we ain't coming to this as a hustle. Like we came into this because
And that nigga know who I'm talking about.
you know, at the shoe fit.
If the shoe fit, nigga, put that motherfucker on. For real, nigga.
Stop hustling these players in Paris, man.
For real, nigga.
Stop selling all these wolf tickets.
For real, if I have about a nigga 5 foot LA blood pot to come get on you, nigga, on my mama. Yeah, we out though, you feel me? Hoop GPS episode 5. Make sure y'all tap in and tune in. You feel me? Underrated Academy, Will, Eddie Sparks, we in the building. Hey, new merch coming. You feel me?
Oh yeah,
new energy coming.
Yeah. That neighborhood heroes collection. Y'all gonna
City
definitely rock with
edition
that.
on the way. You feel me?
You
On the
know.
next episode, we'll be rocking that for y'all. So y'all tap in, tune in. You feel me? www.skillsandharmony.com. You feel me? Go get some merch. Go tap in with us. You feel me? And just see what's going on. Skills and Harmony on IG too.
It's Hoop
let's
GPS,
get it.
man. We giving y'all direction. Let's go.
Let's go.